Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that's really shaking up the world of global trade. We're talking about a massive and very sudden new tariff the United States has slapped on India. We're going to get into how we even got here, why it's happening right now, and what it all means.
So let's just start with this number right here, 50%. It kind of popped up out of nowhere, right? It's been all over the headlines, and it's seriously rattling the trade relationship between the US and India. But what exactly is this number all about?
Well, that 50%, it's the new grand total. The tariff that's going to be charged on most things India ships over to the US. And let me tell you, this is not some minor routine adjustment. It's a huge escalation in economic policy between two of the biggest democracies on the planet.
So you might be wondering, how on earth did we get to a number that high? To really get the political shock of it, you first have to see the math, and honestly, it's pretty straightforward. The way it's calculated is, well, it's surprisingly simple. Before all this, there was already a 25% base tariff in place. This new policy just comes in and stacks another 25% right on top. And just like that, there you have it. 25 plus 25 equals 50. Simple math that basically doubles the tax on Indian goods. You know, the bluntness of the calculation really tells you a lot about the bluntness of the policy itself.
Which, of course, brings us to the big, flashing question. Why? Why do something so drastic, especially to a major trading partner? And why right now?
Okay, so the official reason, it's not what you might think. It's not about trade deficits or evening the playing field. Nope. It's directly tied to geopolitics and what the U.S. is calling the Russian oil link.
So here is the official line. It was announced by President Trump on August 6, 2025. And the stated reason is that this is a direct response to India continuing to buy Russian oil. It's being framed not just as an economic issue, but as a matter of U.S. national security. A really significant shift.
All right, so we've got the what and we've got the official why. But what about the real-world consequences? Let's talk about the immediate fallout from this huge decision.
I mean, to really put this 50% rate into perspective for you, it's one of the steepest tariffs the U.S. has ever put on a major trading partner, at least in the modern era. This isn't just a tax, it's a very loud, very aggressive message. And we're not talking about some niche product here. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations, the FIEO, they've come out with a pretty stark warning. They estimate that over half, 55% of all shipments from India to the U.S. are going to get hit by this.
And what you're seeing here on this chart really visualizes that warning. That big 55% slice, that's a massive chunk of a very important trade relationship. All of it is now facing incredible economic pressure basically overnight.
You know, one of the most stunning parts of this story is just how fast it all happened. When you look at the timeline, you really see how abrupt and jarring this whole policy shift was.
So think about this for a second. Before August 2025, the rate was pretty stable at 25%. Then, bam, on August 6th, the new tariff is just announced. And get this, the full 50% rate is supposed to kick in by the end of August. That gives businesses almost no time at all to react or adapt. So that's where things stand right now. The U.S. has made a really high-stakes move, using trade as a geopolitical tool. And now, pretty much the whole world is watching and waiting to see what India does next. Will they fire back with their own tariffs? Will this force some kind of new global alignment? That's the big unanswered question.